This segment brought to you in association with Burger King.
Sports time now, and we join Mark Seal. Mark, what's big in sports?
Well, I'm going to tell you, football is what we're going to start with. We're technical director of the Barbados Football Association, Ahmed Mohamed, is full of confidence that the senior national men's team will defeat St. Martin in their CONCACAF Nations League Group C match tomorrow. That encounter at the BFA Wildy Turf is set for 6 p.m. And the Bajans have the services of several overseas-based players, including forwards Hallam Hope and Nick Blackman. 25-year-old Hope plays for Carlisle United in England's League 2, while the 29-year-old Blackman is currently signed to an Israeli club, Maccabi Tel Aviv.
St. Martin is one of the weakest opponents that we have in the region. So without disrespecting them, we don't want to underestimate them. We are working on the team since a while, so the team is ready for that game coming on Thursday. We have a couple new players coming from our program, like under 17, under 20, and under 23, and we have a couple overseas players. So from this standpoint, I can say the Bajan public can be happy to see a very good game on Thursday. The most important thing for this game is we have to win, and we are going to win the game, and that's all, because our main goal and objective is the promotion of the League B. We have 6 games that we have to play, so home and away games against St. Martin, Cayman Island, and U.S. Virgin Island.
Meanwhile, St. Martin's head coach Stefan Ovrea says he's aware that the Bajans will be tough on home soil, but they will try their best.
We're conscious that Barbados at this time is seen as the better team, stronger team, and it's logical based on the CONCACAF ranking and all these things. We are in a building phase. We know it's going to be a difficult game. From what I've heard, Barbados is also in a building phase. So I truly understand that it takes time. It requires patience from everybody, the staff, the players, even from our island. But we're conscious that it's going to be difficult, but we'll play with our tools and see what happens.
Well, the coach added that preparations for the upcoming match have been going well despite a number of injuries to some of his key players. We try to do our best. You know, it's always more difficult setting for the Caribbean countries, obviously, to get the players together. We were able to do a 3-day camp to try to get the players to know each other because we have a few new players. Unfortunately, we have a few injuries as well, important players, but overall we're heading in the right direction. And a reminder that the game kicks off at 6 p.m. tomorrow. A lack of cricket is one of the reasons why West Indies batters are failing. This is the view of local cricketer Zachary McCaskey. The Wildy batsman, who was the man of the match in his side's victory over Wanderers in the BCA Super 50 final, says that our regional batsmen need to play a lot more games before playing at the highest level. McCaskey was a guest on this week's QFM radio talk show. Let's talk about it.
There's a lack of cricket as a problem also. So even not to stray from your point, but you got a lot of like test batsmen, West Indian test batsmen coming in, playing, I would say, like 30 first-class games too short. Where you got Indians going into test cricket with like say 60-odd first-class matches, averaging 50 or more than 5,000 runs and stuff. So there's a lack of cricket.
McCaskey also offered his opinion for a possible solution to the problem at the local level.
I think in order to bridge that gap, the best thing to do would be, well, so that the whole Caribbean could benefit from it, is A-team cricket, which Barbados is in the process of doing. Having a second, we could call it A-team, second 11, but having just that bridge between playing first-class cricket and playing club cricket, I think that is an important place to start. Sorry.
Steve Smith made a statement with his bat on his return to the Australian side on a rain-hit and windy day 1 of the 4th Ashes Test against England at Old Trafford today. Smith is 16 not out, and he took his runs tally for the series to 438, as the tourists closed the day on 170 for 3 after only 44 overs were possible. Marnus Lubashain, who scored 67, put on a 116-run third-wicket partnership with Smith, which turned the innings around from 28 for 2 at one stage. Stuart Broad has 2 for 35, while Jofra Archer has gone wicketless so far for 28 runs. Well, we're going to talk some road tennis first up, where we can tell you that the Professional Road Tennis Association will be serving off a new Blitz format this coming weekend at the American University of Medicine grounds, or the old Cable and Wireless courts. It's the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union RT13 competition, which will be played on September 7th and 14th, featuring some of the top names in local road tennis. President of the PRTA, Dale Clark, said that even though the likes of Julian Michael Jackson White and Antone Lilman Daniel will be missing, 8 of the island's other top players will still make up the card. He explains the format and the prizes.
Well, nightly it's $3,000, and as I said, it's playing in the shotgun format. But for difference, the games are going to 13. There'll be no juice games. Once you get to 13, you win. The prize is $3,000 nightly for the winner. $1,000 for the second place, $500 for the losing semi-finalists. And once you lose your first game, because we're making sure that everyone gets something, you're getting $100 for just participating. So once you lose, you're still guaranteed $100, because we know the training that goes in for the competitions and stuff like that there, and we actually, your time. So it don't want it to be. So we're looking at go the professional way road tennis now, where everyone that's competing, that we could give them some sort of stipend. And as the years grow on, we grow it like regular professional sports.
Tricia Pounder, marketing officer at the credit union, says they're happy once again to be associated with the sport of road tennis.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited is very happy to be on board with the Professional Road Tennis Association this year, and we are excited for the new format of the game. I think we're going to be looking forward to some exciting, action-packed nights. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I want to congratulate the Road Tennis Association for continuing to innovate in the sport.
A top local player in the 21-point format, Mark Venom Griffith, has been drawn in the first game of the night against Kerry Francis.
Looking forward to the RT13 with the new structure and format, one that I've been practicing for the past 2 weeks so far. I believe it will be very exciting, and thanks, being that it will be like the 2020 version of road tennis, you have very little room for error. So I guess from the get-go on the start, you have to put your best foot forward and try to accumulate as much points as early as possible.
Now the top ladies and top juniors will serve off their tournament on September 14th. Moving on now to drafts, where King Jack, or Jack the King, would now be the more appropriate way to address the recent US Open champion, Jack Francis. That's obviously according to him. Francis was recently victorious in one of the most prestigious drafts tournaments in the world, beating a field of heavyweights that included fellow Barbadian and former world champion Ronald Suki King.
I said the last time I'm no longer interested in second or third. I was just growing tired of this second and third thing, this silver medal thing, this bronze medal thing. I just simply wanted the number one, which is the gold medal. I knew at some point in time that I am going to win that US Open. As I said before, the mission now is the world title. I only want that world title. And there will be there for Jack Francis. So you have to call me King Jack or Jack the King. It's as simple as that.
Jack is back. And Francis, who now has his eyes on the World Championship title, says he first has to overcome the World qualifiers in Barbados next month. He added that despite his differences with Suki, the US Open champ says that it's high time that Barbados had another world champion in that sport, and that sport will be him, a drafts player.
It doesn't really matter who gives Barbados world title. It is about Barbados. So, personal differences between Suki and I, it doesn't matter. He has the ability. Jack Francis has the ability. Therefore, we have the capability. So we can bring a world title back to Barbados because we do not have a world title in Barbados in any sport right now. So if we really want the flag to fly at its fullest, it has to fly second to none. And second to none is a world title. We want that back in our country. So this is my main mission right now. I am gunning for Pond Low because that is my next turn in drafts come October. I will keep that commanding form and carry it into the World Qualifiers. I do not think there will be anybody who is going to stop me from winning this World Qualifiers. Similarly, there was nobody capable of stopping me from winning the US Open.